welcome to another Driven Catalyst stream. Today it's going to be a fun stream, I think. It's going to be short, but I think I'm getting my second wind in life. I think I've found motivation. I came up with... Oh, nope. Wrong library. Don't! Oh, hold on. I just uploaded. I just imported this footage. I don't know why I just said that so crazy either. I just imported, or I was about to import the footage to the wrong library. I have an important official library, and then I have one for our random marketing stuff. And I need it in... its own library. I made a new event. Okay, that's fine. Cool. I'm still getting the hang of, I knew how to use Final Cut Pro really well at this point, but I'm still, like, I have to Google most every time that I create a library and a new event because I don't have to do that much. But I'm an Adobe girly, so I feel like I can better intuit how to do everything on Premiere than I can. It's been like 3 years though of me using Final Cut for work. I just don't have to make libraries that often. And when I was in charge of my own organizational strategies was when I was using Premiere. So I just feel like I knew it better. I'm going to take some time to figure that out. But so today I had one of those wonderful, wonderful, lovely moments where I faced a real life predicament. And that real life predicament that I faced made me come up with sort of a stupid, I think funny sketch idea. And it's in the same vein as everyone's favorite the spoof product commercial SNL sketches. So it's like that. And so I decided to... It was an idea that I could do alone. And so I decided, let me just mic myself and try it out. And so I shot some footage, because I don't know if you know this, but I used to be an improv girly. And so I just sort of like, it was my idea, obviously. So I had a rough outline of like what to say. And since it's like one of those stupid infomercial ideas, like, ooh, the footage was easy to take. It's a little brutal to watch just because I'm lining up the shot, and so then I'm in front of it. It's not all in focus, and some of it is just hard to watch. I'm comfortable in front of the camera at this point and talking and whatever. It's whatever. I'm used to it. But every so often you review footage and it's like, ah! I think that never goes away. Our camera has an app that you can line up your shot and start filming from your phone. And so usually I do that. But I got a new phone, I think, and I haven't paired this camera with the phone yet. So I wasn't able to do that. But I literally mic'd myself and everything for this. Oh, I made myself laugh. That's funny. I think this is a funny sketch idea. I don't know that it fits us, our brand, but it was like an idea. I was like, I need to just shoot it quick and dirty. I need to go through the muscle go through the exercise of editing it and see what I can do with it, and then maybe just pitch it. Because it's like it's fine if nothing comes of it. I think it's anything is something. Yeah. I think that's how you know you're struggling in life. I don't think I'm struggling, but I think when you start to say things and you're like, gosh, that is so relatable and profound, and it's things that are such nothing burger quotes, like anything is something, life takes time. When you start to be really deeply reassured by things like that. Am I live streaming? It just said something, encoding overloaded, dropped frames. Okay. When you start to feel like, you know what? Yeah. I think that is such a funny state of affairs about how you're feeling about life or the world or mental health. That being said, I feel like I've had a very fun, good, productive week. I've had a lot of moments this week though, where I've been like, yeah, life takes time. Anything is something. And maybe that's why I'm doing so well. Maybe I'm holding space for that encouragement and just feeling great about it. But so yeah, I like really want this idea to pan out because I think it's funny, because it just literally did come from a real life issue that I had. And that is the number one rule of improv and comedy, is that there's truth in comedy. That's the name of a book by Del Close and Charna Halpern, right? Did I just quote those right? Or did I just list the author right? Truth in Comedy. Yeah. Oh, I forgot Kim Johnson, though. Charna Halpern, Del Close, and Kim Johnson. But yeah, the truest things are the funniest. That's kind of what Nanette is from Hannah Gadsby too, where she talks about how like comedy is creating tension, and it's creating and releasing tension, manipulating the moment in the audience to like create and release tension. And so then it's like, well, naturally, like, yeah, if you can get everyone to buy in emotionally and recognize the same truth, then you can all kind of negotiate with it, and then that's when you laugh, that's when you make the funny. So I just like, I don't know, when a real life predicament came up and I had some semblance of how to dramatize it and make it a goofy sketch that may fit almost funny enough, I just had to. So fingers crossed that becomes something. If it doesn't, I'm gonna talk to all my friends about it at least and seek their validation. I already talked to one of them. I texted them really quick and I was like, is this funny? They thought it was funny. So but yeah, I guess that's it. I uploaded the footage. Again, it's like I kind of just wanted to get the footage off of the memory card and get it onto my computer so I can play around with it. But I didn't do that, did I? Hold on. So we've had sketch ideas in the works, and we were going through the process of storyboarding them and literally working on CGI for them. And I think those are cool, great ideas too. Just like this idea that I just came up with, since it was my own idea, it was easier to get from start to finish with it. That is something that's tough too, is like, I said, I say generally. Now I'm at a place where like being in front of the camera, like I don't mind, but I will say there was a period of time where it was very intimidating, that it felt like I was the person that had the most amount of time to devote to creating and ideating, and I was burnt out and couldn't come up with any ideas. And also, if I had come up with them, the idea of being the sole person being so earnest and in front of the camera and doing it was a lot. But then it's like a lot to hire people and bring people in and schedule shoot dates. And there were just a lot of times where we kept coming back to the issue of like, I'm the person that has time, but that doesn't necessarily mean I have the support or the resources, because there's a reason I'm the one with time to begin with, because we would all be doing it if we all had time and resources, So, yeah, for a long time I still do, but, yeah, it's like not an easy feeling necessarily to feel like, if I could just come up with good ideas and just do it all by myself, then everything would be fine. Like, I want so badly to be able to do that. And I think my frustration was, I feel like at a point in my life I could have done that, and I just like wasn't in a place where I could. And that was so frustrating, because it was like, I want to be there. I want to rise to the occasion. I'm like racking my brain and trying to figure out how to. So when I came up with that idea and I was like, okay, I know what I need to do to get this done, I just had to I grabbed the camera and I mic'd myself so fast, and I set up the tripod and I shot footage, and then I reviewed the footage and some of it was out of focus, and so then I shot it again, and I did it all within 30 minutes. So depending upon how good of an idea it even is and how the editing goes, I'm just excited to be doing something like this that's sort of funny and creative. It's interesting though, because like, what gets a lot of engagement on TikTok too, or just online in general, has changed a lot over time. And so that also was a conversation that we have had a lot, where a lot of the sketch comedy that they've shot on Almost Funny Enough has a specific audience and was produced during a time that it's not that time anymore. And I don't know if that audience is our target audience still. And so figuring out how to engage that target audience and whether or not it is on TikTok, which feels like it's the more relevant, or it was the more relevant platform at the time. Just figuring all of that it felt like a lot of moving pieces, and it was a cause of a frustrating meeting. So, because there were a lot of times too where it felt like we were having marketing conversations and the need was to generate buzz and content just to keep our algorithm alive and to keep our brand page alive. And so then the ideas were very sketch comedy oriented, and they were kind of a bit early YouTube era. Whereas I just was kind of cautioning my bosses that I don't know how that will play on TikTok. And but it's hard to navigate that conversation. And it's hard to shoot down ideas too when you yourself are in a place where you don't necessarily have a good counter idea. And there's the limitation of feeling like there's no one else to be on camera with me. And this is going to be me doing the thing on camera. And I'm going to be doing it alone. That is hard. we've had a lot of growing pains, and we've had a lot of like tough moments, but we are muscling through them, and we have muscled through them, and we have rebranded, and we have learned, and we've brought on help too. So yeah, but we kind of haven't touched Almost Funny Enough in a while, and so I'm excited that my brain is working in that way, and I feel like I'm getting a little bit closer and more autonomous, and I'm getting a better sight or handle on how to do what I did today, and be like, okay, well, this is my idea, and I don't know if it'll fit, but I'm just gonna do it, and we can show it, and anything is something. I really like that. I'm gonna keep doing that. Obviously, anything is something is not the high standard that I wish to hold everything to, but I think sometimes that is like a great way to get the ball rolling. I think you gotta get the ball rolling so you can get to your first crossroads, and then once you're at your first crossroads, that's when you can and your way through it, baby. Okay, I hope y'all are having a great Tuesday. I'm going to sign off. I have talked for entirely too long, and I kind of want to take a real genuine stab at editing this before I head out for the day. So, bye. I will talk to you tomorrow, and